This is the S&P 500 SPDR ETF SPY one-day reading for October 16th, 2024. It's currently September 20th, 2024, 7:47 p.m. Eastern Time. SPY at the time of this reading is $568.25. That's USD. The shuffle file for the October 16th reading was created on August 4th, 2024 at 3:57 p.m. Eastern Time. That's a video playing for you in the lower left corner. In this video, we're going to go over the overall trend direction for the day. We're going to talk about the chart behavior around the day's highest high and the chart behavior around the day's lowest low, as well as the general timing down to roughly about an hour as far as where they are throughout the day. And then we're going to get into where the best trades are and the chart behavior by the hour, basically. You have to give it plus or minus an hour here or there of wiggle room, and not in all readings, in a few readings here or there. But always pay attention to the sequence of events, because that will keep you on track if we are plus or minus a little bit here or there on the timing. The overall theme of behavior, the theme card being nullified, a little difficult to determine exactly, but likely what we have is out of a decline, a big move to the upside that's then somehow counteracted. Hard to say. We'll look into it in more detail as we progress, but similar situation going on for the high correlator card. We rally into key resistance with a decline with consecutively lower spikes up. Out of that decline with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down, but it's nullified again. So my sense is that there's probably something tricky going on around the high here. I'm advised to trade around a period of volatility and a sharp drop that stands out in that period of volatility, likely taking us to an important trough. We open higher in the pre-market, and there's a rally that turns over, creating a crest in the pre-market or at the open, where there's a halting of a bullish trend marked by a decline through key support on a one-day chart. In the first half-hour period of volatility and a fast sudden move higher, ending that volatility, followed by a sharp decline into that's tricky. Hard to say if we have a decline before, if we have a peak before a trough here. I think we probably have a peak. So there's a decline between 10 and 11, and then an important support level highlighted between 11 and 12 with a lot of price change surrounding it. We have a peak and a trough taking place there just before 12 o'clock. It looks like a peak, trough, peak. Some pretty crazy volatility going on there, I think. Peak drop, it's like a peak to a trough and back to a peak between 11:30 and 12:30, and there's trade opportunity at that second peak between roughly 12 and 1, where we poke through an important resistance level 3 times. On that third poke, we break down pretty sharply into a low. It may be that we're coming back to the low again somewhere around just after 1 o'clock. There's a failed attempt to break through key resistance and a decline through key support between roughly 1 and 2. There's a rally out of that trough just after 1. Taking us to a failed attempt to break through key resistance around just after 2 o'clock, and it'll be disappointing. Like we'll expect to break through, because it looks like we've established support based on the 2 troughs that we had earlier in the day, or mid part of the day. Pretty notable rally into that failed attempt though, just after 2 o'clock, and there's like a pop and a drop, a notable move higher and a full retracement back to a trough that forms around 3 o'clock. We do sideways rotation there in the last hour, a sharp drop that stands out in that period of sideways rotation, and then there's a peak that forms right around the close where we break through key resistance, we stay above it briefly, and then we break back down through it shortly thereafter with a full retracement. All right, so those 3 pokes through the same trend line midway through the day with that sharp drop into a low. Those 3 pokes, if you can catch that would be a good place to open up a short for a day trade. You would close that short around 3 o'clock. Well, you could probably close it between 1 and 2, and if you miss that opportunity, then I would say close it around 3 o'clock. The most effective way to trade this information, again, guys, is to follow along with our early access subscription. You get the access to our live trading Discord trading alerts for SPY, as well as the live updated trading view chart link. All that stuff is makes it really effective information, because you're following along with me, who's been reading this information for almost 25 years now, guys. 25 years I've been reading these cards specifically for the S&P 500. It's only been the last several years where I moved into other equities and crypto. It was almost all SPY. Undervalued, if you ask me. With that said, that's SPY for October 16, 2024. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one.